mean,
Yeah,
kind of give the summary on that. And some people connected you, and on a street level, and basically it just came together. I mean, it was love.
You know what? I'm glad you answered that for me. Thank you. That's what's up.
Because I mean, I've seen it in enough blogs and things to know. I had to give the short version. Plus, we want to get into so many other things as well.
Right.
Now, just so everybody understands, so we have this clear as well. Talk about the CTE group, because there's others who are on this as well. I mean, this is the West Coast group as far as the USDA. Explain that briefly if you can.
I mean, USDA consists of me, Jezzy, Slick Puller, Free Slick, and Blood Raw. And I'm just the West Coast feel for it. I just bring my own flavor from a whole different side of the world, and I come in and do me. You know what I mean?
Now, are you the youngest one on this group here?
Yeah, probably, maybe. We're around the same though, so everybody the same age.
Right, because you're like what, 24?
25.
25.
Yeah.
Okay. So really, what I'm asking is, like, are they treating you like the kid brother, putting you in headlocks or anything crazy like that? Are they
Hell no.
Nothing like that?
I could have been 13. They wouldn't be putting me in no headlock. We're in New York.
Okay.
Rainy New York.
Rainy New York, exactly.
Right.
And, how are you feeling about this situation? I mean, are you feeling New York? I mean, you're here partly to kind of do the promo a little bit.
Right.
But you're not currently signed as far as particularly to a solo deal. Are you here dealing with some labels?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
I mean, it makes sense,
We're most definitely taking meetings. New York is a place of meetings, and we are here taking them.
Exactly. So, I mean, any breaking news on that? Anybody you want to shout out a particular label or anything?
I mean, I don't know if I can, but shout out to the ones that I've met with, and let's get it in. Let's do it.
All right. So, but you are definitely interested in a major label situation.
Oh, most definitely.
Because some artists feel like being independent is cool.
I mean, I'm always be independent whether I'm on a major or not, because I feel like I'm going to do the most of the grinding on myself, me and my management. But I'm not just doing my music for the West Coast to hear, I mean, I need a major distributor, so let's get it in.
Okay. And talk about your own whole independent scene. You have Get Your Green Up, right?
Yeah, Get Your Green Up ENT, me and my management, and that's our movement. I feel like CTE, I'm a part of that branch, and we family. But I feel like, I gotta have my own and have my own growth. So we got our own label, got our own movement, and that's what it is, and that's what we push.
Now, kind of just going, I guess you could say backtracking a little bit, because this started for you as far as like around 16 or so, on the whole, pursuing the artist thing. To some degree?
I mean, something like that. I was beating on tables and in school and just figuring out that I can do this.
But you also had a different passion at the same time, or maybe prior to that, you were into the whole basketball thing.
Yeah, I mean,
so it was kind of either Loop Dreams or Hoop Dreams for you.
Yeah, like that, pretty much.
young urban, youth growing up, ball player, or you want to be a lyricist to some degree.
Yeah.
So why not? Why not the ball playing? I mean, was your layup not that good? Kind of short on layup for you?
Nah, I was more of a dunker. Like, you know what I mean?
You're more of a dunker. You were dunking?
For real.
Oh my goodness, I had to see that in action.
You can YouTube it whenever you get a chance.
I am. We gotta YouTube that.
Got to YouTube that.
So why not basketball?
I got in a little trouble.
What were you doing?
I was hanging out with the wrong type of people.
Are you still hanging around with those kids?
That's what they say. Oh, most definitely.
See?
And I love them to death.
Oh, boy.
Like that. So, the hoop didn't work, you know what I mean? And I did my thing in the streets, and that's when I just started focusing on my rap career, and here we are today in rainy New York.
Right.
Like that.
So, definitely this has been a positive situation for you, because you met quite a few people that have been instrumental to your career. As well as you moved and progressed in quite a few ways.
Yes.
One of the things that I've actually found very interesting is that you're pretty dope on the mic, in the sense that you don't necessarily write everything down. Not a lot of people can freestyle off the dome, but you don't write anything. Is that something that you've been doing, or is that something you kind of acquired as you move forward? I
mean, I've been doing it. I don't freestyle it though. Like I write it in my head. Like it takes me like 15 minutes, and I walk around and I recite it over and over again.
Okay.
And 15 minutes I walk in the booth, and then I do my thing.
Okay.
Yes, I've been doing that for a long time.
We're talking about the music. We're talking about your coast, West Coast.
West Coast.
All right. So obviously the West Coast is a totally different scene. And you've been grinding out there and everything like that. But do you feel like you get a lot of love when you come to other places, specifically now New York? I mean, do you feel like people are receptive of you as you're moving through these different areas? Because I know in Cali it's all love, Roccett all day long, but when you go to the South, are people like, Jezzy's artist, or are they like, oh, Roccett? I mean, is it that type of situation right now?
They like Roccett. Like I move on my own. You know what I mean? I move with him sometime, but I move on my own. Like New York, man, gave me nothing but love. You know, as far as from Mano to Fab to, you know what I mean, to Jada to, New York gave me nothing but love, and I respect New York and their music. So, you know what I mean, I get love in the South, New York, everywhere, bro, and I appreciate that.
Now, with all the love, I mean, do you find that there's some people who are skeptical of you? I mean, where do you find the most difficult, I guess you could say, those who are more critical of you? Do you find it, not obviously in your hometown, or do you find it in your hometown?
Nowhere. I'm probably the most critical of myself.
Okay.
Like, I beat on myself, I'll let somebody else get the chance to. So when I do what I do, I'll make sure it's right. So, you know, I'm not afraid of criticism. I'm not afraid. I mean, that's a part of being an entertainer. You get criticized. But, you know, I just try to do the best that I can and move around and show people that I appreciate them supporting me in any coast, no matter where you're from. So, you know, I'm with that.
Cool. So, we're talking about the music because that's one of the main reasons why you're here to kind of, air it and talk a little bit more about it. But we talked about Jezzy in the sense of perhaps an independent upcoming album, and you said you already have a feature from him, so that would be locked down
for sure.
or whatnot. Being the non-sensitive man that you are, talk about the non-sensitivity or even the sensitivity of kind of your set, because you actually do represent rep Crips,
East
right?
Coast Crip,
Right. Now, talk about that. I mean, do you feel like that has been an advantage to you in your career, or do you feel like that has been more of a hindrance? Because some people may not say, look, this is my affiliation, I don't deal with people who are from this affiliation. Or they can say...
I used to do that when I was younger. So, you know, I used to feel like that when I was growing up. I felt like, you know, if you was a blood, I don't want anything to do with you. Just how, you know, it's how we grew up. I didn't start meeting bloods till I started rapping. Like, that's how for real I was, you know, and I am about mine. But, you know, the older you get, the more you realize that just because somebody might have been born over here and claim over here, they still might be cool men, you know what I mean, as a person. So, you know, the more I made music and the more people that I met, I started realizing as long as you're not a direct enemy or somebody that, you know, we've, you know, been funking with like that, I don't, you know, I respect a man as a man now, you know what I mean? I met a lot of cool bloods in my life, and I respect them as, you know, as men and what they represent. But at the end of the day, you know what I am, for sure.
Right, to any degree there's a barrier. I mean, I don't know, like, for example, we know that currently Nipsey and J-Rock, they're on tour with the Game, right? Now, Nipsey is a Crip.
Yeah.
J-Rock, he's a blood.
Right.
They seem to be able to get along. I mean, I don't really see them sitting down and like, you know, hey, what's up, buddy, or anything like that. But they're pretty cool. They're able to get along. Game, we know, is a blood.
Right.
Have you talked to any artists that are bloods out there and maybe try to do some things with them? I mean, have you reached out to the Game, or has Game even, you know? Yeah,
I mean, I met him and we chopped it up, but...
Is there still like that weirdness because of the set situation?
Nah, not if you solid about where you from. Like you know, I know J-Rock, you know, the 211s, the Big Ys. You know, I know the official, you know, the real meat hardcore, really what they about. Like, man, it's at the end of the day, all we are from the West is respect me. That's what we thrive on. We thrive on respect from a young pup to a grown man. We thrive on respect. So when I sit in a room and another man makes it clear where he's from, I'm gonna make it clear where I'm from. And if you know, if the male, you know, testosterone don't build all the way up and we do what we do, and you know, we'll chop it up and I'll be like, you know, that's a cool cat right there. You say I'm a cool cat and we'll keep it pushing.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.